Risk taking is the first step to any business. Risk लिए बिना business हो ही नहीं सकता. So that's what I tell everybody. कि बस जिगर है तो business करना. It's not about buying and selling. In my simple words, X, you purchase at X price, you sell at Y price is not business. Business is in between both of that. If you believe in the product, आपका time आएगा. You can't back out. If you back out, boss, you are done. If you are there in the business, अगर वो प्रोडक्ट नहीं चली तो दूसरी चलेगी, तो दूसरी नहीं तो तीसरी चलेगी, और वो नहीं तो आप और कहीं रुपए लगा के काम चल जाने वाला है. But you need to be there working, you need to be there as a base in the ecosystem. I thought कि भाई, if I'm meeting 5 people, what if I'm meeting 50 people? So I made sure that let's start meeting across all the industries or all the vendors that are associated with Gulab. So let's say somebody is a supplier to a box packager or a machine supplier or oil vendor, whatever it could be. I started going and visiting them at their premises, which taught me a lot about their management. You know, how is their ecosystem, उनकी ऑफिस कैसी है, उनके पास टेबल कैसा है, कितने बंदे हैं, वो किसको रिपोर्ट कर रहा है, and all of those things. You know, what is he offering me, what sort of cup is there for my tea. So I observed a lot of things, and it all happened because of networking. Everything is mentioned on the labels. लोगों को पढ़ना ही चाहिए, लोग पढ़ते नहीं हैं. कि भाई बहुत तेल बहुत झाड़ू चाहिए, नहीं खाना चाहिए, इससे कोलेस्ट्रॉल हो जाएगा. All the edible oil have zero cholesterol. कोई ऑयल में कोलेस्ट्रॉल नहीं होता. लिख के देते हैं कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज 0. वो खाने में होता है. तो तुम क्या खा रहे हो उस पर ध्यान दो, नॉट तुम क्या ऑयल ले रहे हो. और people are moving away from oil and ghees. I'll say तुम्हें 1 लीटर of oil per person तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. It's a universal fact.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Level Up with Anona, where we take you one step ahead with every conversation of ours. Today's episode is really special because it's with somebody who has been mentoring me, I think, since the time I have come to Gujarat. The guy is really young, but the kind of dreams and the kind of businesses that he is doing are so big. मेरे सामने उसने एक बिजनेस को 6 बिजनेसेस में कन्वर्ट कर दिया है, and he has also been investing in a lot. So if you are somebody who wants to know about starting their own business, this is the place for you. Also, because he is the director of a very big edible oil company, Gulab Oils, we have also spoken a lot about FMCG industry and the myths that are related to oils. So please do watch and subscribe my channel. Please welcome Dishit Nathwani from Gulab Oils. Guys, मैं आपको पहले बताना चाहूँगी, this is the guy जिसकी वजह से I think Level Up is here. ये बंदा था जिसने मुझे बोला था, you know, he believed in me and he said, Anona, तू कर लेगी. And I was like, okay, करके देखते हैं. And I think since that time I have been leveling up. So thank you. I mean, I've been saying कि Dishit तेरे साथ एक show करना है, and this is happening. So thank you again for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Anona, and the credit goes to you. You're doing amazingly well.
Thank you.
I just saw the talent, but the hard work is yours. So yeah, so congrats to you and thank you for having me here.
Thank you. I mean, this guy has been really modest all the time, and that's why I think I have been really inspired by you, Dishit. I can say that anytime, every time, and again, because you are somebody who has taken your business and has set up so many businesses in just a short span of time. So, of course, in this episode, I want to talk to you about a lot about business, how if somebody is watching, how can they start businesses, different thing in their life, and also about FMCG industry.
Right.
Because you own such a big company, which is Gulab Oils, one of the biggest company of Gujarat in terms of edible oils. So, a lot to learn from you. First of all, because like I said, I've seen so many years I've been working with you. How do you feel now about your life? I mean, do you feel successful and satisfied with what you're doing right now?
It's too early to say that I am successful or anybody is successful at a current position in any life they are. But I think, see, we guys are moving ahead. That's what is important, and I'm very happy with my life because whatever I planned few years back is falling in place. All the businesses that I wanted to start, the brands that I wanted in the market are there in the market today. And when I think that, okay, is there anything left that I would want to start, then I would say no, because I've already done what I wanted to do. But now the targets are really high, the base is set, and I think we are all geared up to go all the way.
Yeah. So nice. So, but I think you are at such a young age, and you have so many people who are much older than you and you're feeding so many families. तो उसमें I think lot of energy, lot of your time goes towards that, right? So first of all, like मैं वो work-life balance से जानना चाहूँगी because lot of time you lose on relationships and your family time and everything. Does that happen with you as well?
So far नहीं हुआ है, but it gets really tricky and difficult to handle both the things because when you are actually trying to work really hard in any business, see, work hours, you can't limit yourself to any sort of hours in any business. See, I can't tell anybody that I'll be back home by 8 or I'll be leaving home at 10 in the morning. So yes, there is a high probability of losing on to some relations, but what I've seen is if the partners or the family guys trust you and they trust the process and they believe in you, and vice versa, you are also putting the effort for your family and your better half, I think people will understand. It's like a mutual understanding that you have to take time for both the things. I'm a man of passion also. I try to give time to a little bit of some workout that I do. I do play tennis. I do enjoy my me time, traveling with my wife, going to Bali, just, sitting on the beaches. So all that is fun, and I think, it gives me, it increases my energy when I'm back from a break and when I'm with my family or such a thing. So I think work-life balance is one of the most important things. And one learning that I've seen is people are not, losing out on their businesses. People are losing out on their personal issues and their personal life, and which is impacting on their professional life.
Yeah.
So just because they're not able to handle their personal life, the entire impact comes on the professional life, and they're not able to focus and give the enough time that they are supposed to give in a business, and that's where things start falling out. So that's something which I've observed.
Yeah, and I think work-life balance is a thing जो I think हमने ही generate किया, because अगर वो बोलते ना कि time नहीं है, but the problem is with us कि we are not able to handle time. Like if I see you are handling 6 businesses and then you're still able to manage your workout routines, your travel routines and everything. So I love this passion of yours. Okay, so one thing from that, like बहुत लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, like so many businesses that you have established, but you were born in a privileged family, right? And बहुत बार लोग उसे lucky बोलते हैं, which is true. You are lucky, no doubt. But what I feel is to born lucky and then to stay lucky is like two different things. You have to work towards it, right? So first of all, do you feel that way, and have you been called lucky by many people?
I think everybody tells me this, that you are very lucky to inherit such a big business. But I'll tell a little bit about my story. When I was in my school days, it was the days of inception of the business. We started in '92. I graduated, passed out from my school in 2011. So till 2011, Gulab was still a moderate brand. So we were not humongous. We were just growing up. We were just setting our base at that time. And I was lucky to not worry about my basic needs. But if we talk about luxury and all that, so that was never there. So I always saw my father working so hard. Say more than 10 hours a day. He used to get back after 9:30, 10:30 to home. He had dinner at 11 p.m. Just because he had to manage so many verticals in Gulab Oils all by himself, starting from purchase to production to marketing, finance, and then sales. So by the time he's back home, it was so late. So I've always seen the hardships that he was doing. And at the same time, I was a tennis player, so I was really disciplined, and I always saw that one has to keep practicing, keep putting in the effort to establish their own name in any field it may be. So tennis taught me a lot of other things, while my dad or my family was showing me a lot of things where hard work, and you have to be a go-getter, you have to do your things yourself. So all those things have really taught me a lot. But yes, I try and tell everybody that I'm really lucky, just because I'm able to do what I want. Firstly, I'm able to pursue my passion, and just because I'm so dedicated to my passion, I give my heart and soul to it. And the outcome for me has been really quick. So when people say that I've seen so many people who don't get result in 10 years, but here I'm sitting here and I can happily and proudly say that I'm managing, everybody says managing 6 businesses, but I just said 6 brands, 6 verticals. with right team, you know. So that's the fun part, and that's the lucky part of my life, I must say. Yeah.
And I think so can I say that your passion is towards yourself, or passion is towards proving to somebody else? So I can say that I think this is the passion towards yourself, right?
See, it is passion towards myself first. See, you have to be doing something good for yourself. That's the first thing. Passion towards proving somebody is also one thing that gears me up. And everybody who is at the top this is one feeling that a person needs, that, you know, I want to prove XYZ things wrong, something wrong to somebody, or maybe I want to prove this point right. And that is what keeps you going. That is what gears up.
But
you know,
is that right? I mean, proving somebody...
No, not proving somebody wrong. I think that would be a wrong thing, but proving a point right. That this is also a way of doing. You know, I have my logics of business. I'm very keen on proving that, yes, this is the way to do the business in a right way. You know, if somebody tells me that the old ways are not right and just the new ways, just the startup ecosystem is right and the orthodox businesses are not the way future, no. I feel both are right at their own places, you know, and maybe going forward you need to understand the ecosystem or the place you are in and then take the business ahead from there. But there are a lot of things that you know, matter while you are putting the effort, or वो ज़रूरी है यार, you know. So it's something, it's personal targets, company's target. Somebody else is telling you XYZ things, and a lot of things. It's a cumulative success or a cumulative growth that you want to achieve eventually.
It becomes a goal then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in all these years, because you have been a risk taker, right? You have anyway, whenever you want to start a company, there's a lot of risk that is involved.
Yeah.
So is there anything worst, I mean, in your life that has happened that you still remember in instance during this all professional journey of yours?
See, risk taking is the first step to any business. Risk लिए बिना business हो ही नहीं सकता. So that's what I tell everybody. कि बस जिगर है तो business करना. It's not about buying and selling. In my simple words, X, you purchase at X price, you sell at Y price, is not business. Business is in between both of that. Which nobody knows कि बीच में क्या आने वाला है. It's all the dark, you know. So when you enter a business, वो तब पता चलता है कि ये मैंने ये खरीदा और मेरे को ये बेचना है. उसके बीच में क्या होने वाला है किसी को नहीं पता है. And everybody's journey is unique. I can't tell this journey that I face and you are also going to face the same thing in your business. No, it's never going to be the same. So yeah, risk taking for me is very much needed. उसके बिना business हो ही नहीं सकते. And worse, what has happened is, can you imagine me not working in Gulab for a few months?
Okay.
So that happened. So I remember a time when, you know, still the company and my leadership was in a position of transition. We were transitioning, where my father was controlling everything, and then few departments were shifting to me. And then I have a set of way of working, and then my dad also has a set of way of working, and the clash started happening, you know. So that was a time where everybody was seeing a new energy has come into the place and a new thought has emerged in the company, and there is one thought process that's been going since few years now, you know. So there was a lot of, you know, problems, a lot of controversies, a lot of politics that were happening, that because the old guys didn't want me in, and they told my father that okay, he might eventually close the business, ये जो करने जा रहा है वो सबके लिए अच्छा नहीं होने वाला है, and all that. And there was a time when dad really took it seriously. Okay. And a time came when I said, if you want to listen to them, I'm not needed here and I might not work. And those were, I'm not talking about a few days, I'm talking about a few months. So that nobody knows. And I think all the new businesses are a brainchild of that gap.
Oh wow.
So it gave me a lot of time, me time at that time, you know. What if Gulab is not there? What is my identity? So that few months really helped me in proving that what I am really and what I would want to do if, you know, I'm not a part of the business here. But I feel, you know, that was a good time, you know. It gave me time to introspect what I did wrong, what I did right. I knew eventually that, you know, I was not doing anything wrong. So, you know, dad was supposed to call me one day back, and you meet him every day at dinners, at lunch, at breakfast. So, you know, he always tells me, dude, just leave the ego, you know, this is not going to help me. It's not going to help the business. It's not going to help you. But I took a good time, and it really helped me, how I should be functioning, and that was the turning point of my life, I must say.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think nobody knows this.
Yeah,
Nobody
this is
knows
something
this,
I am also hearing.
So I'll not say which year it was, but yeah,
yeah,
that was there.
But that's incredible to know that even in those months, you still you were working like what you want to do, and you planned a whole business for yourself, and then you executed it now. I mean, you have those startups handy here. So that's incredible. Wow, this is something new that I heard about
so
you.
I kept it for the show.
Yeah, good one. So okay, so how do you keep yourself so so having so much knowledge about all the work that, apart from watching my podcast, I know.
बहुत सीखता हूँ मैं तेरे से.
Exactly. उसके अलावा इतनी knowledge कहाँ से gather करता है?
यार मैं कूद जाता हूँ. I'll not think before taking the first step. But my entire day is planned in a way that I'm not going to put my even couple of hours in my office. So I'm not sitting at my office. I'm always moving around, and I'm almost at the most uncomfortable situations in all day long. So I'm either meeting somebody at their office, or I'm in a market, or I'm reading some podcast. Even if I go out when I'm traveling, I'm trying to find the right product, right colors, what palette somebody is using, what's the atmosphere like, how's the culture, how are people responding, how can I get my products here. I'll talk to a lot of people. The same things comes here, and every year I have my own goals where I try to meet a lot of new people, listen to a lot of podcasts. Lately it's Level Up. So so you have to keep pushing. I keep pushing a lot of times, and that's what helps me. And once I'm there, in a vertical or a business, and then it's a journey where we have to dig deep. And there's a lot of understanding before getting into anything, So there's a lot of couple of years or 2-3 years in the industry, and I'm very focused about what I do. I would not care what is going on just 20 meters right to me and 20 meters left to me. I'm so focused on what I want to do and what my next expansion would be, or what would my next trip be. I'm just looking for that thing. And then one thing at a time. I make my own circles. The circle keeps on increasing 10%, 10%. And that's how I grow more controlled. It's not haphazard. As one thing I've learned from my father is, if you get into something, you can't stop it. You can't close the store. So I've made sure if I start something, every year it has to grow. So it doesn't matter if it's into profit or loss, but the number should keep on growing. Either the team should grow, or the revenue should grow, or something has to grow. And in that process, you put a lot of pressure to yourself, and you are running a lot to get the things going. So that helps me a lot.
Yeah, I think this is something that even people need to understand, that it's not gaga like ऐसे होता है ना कि business देख, oh he has established such business, but उसके पीछे का जो काम होता है, because I've seen you have been going for meetings with your I think people with at every level, right? So and you have been constantly on your toes. I've been seeing that. So that is one thing that's really important, and you can't expect the result in just 2 days, whatever business or anything that you are doing. So if probably a 20-year-old is watching a podcast, what would be that one thing that you would as you're learning, that you will tell him before when they are planning to start a business of their own?
One learning of my life, irrespective of business or a personal life, is hard work is always going to beat talent.
Wow.
So if you are super smart, super studious, a ranker, trust me, a guy putting in more hours is always going to go the longer way than this person is going to go. So that's one learning that I've had across the industry from my sports life. When my coach also used to tell me this thing, because I was a very talented person. I won my matches very easily, while somebody else couldn't do it, and I have more than 100 trophies at all my offices and all my places. But he always told me, "Tu thak jayega ek din, and you will not go a level above," and that happened. So I had to leave my tennis at 18. So I realized at that time. And then when I got into the business, one thing I got it is, you have to be there in the business. You have to be doing something or the other. If you believe in the product, आपका time आएगा. You can't back out. If you back out, boss, you are done. If you are there in the business, अगर वो प्रोडक्ट नहीं चली तो दूसरी चलेगी, तो दूसरी नहीं तो तीसरी चलेगी, और वो नहीं तो आप और कहीं रुपए लगा के काम चल जाने वाला है. But you need to be there working, you need to be there as a base in the ecosystem of the entire business or whatever you are trying to do. Let's say we are trying to find a job, or let's say we are trying to approach somebody. So a lot of my recruits have found me somewhere because they were not able to crack my HR ecosystem and all that. So what they thought, let's go direct. And they found me somewhere, and that was excited me the most. So he was somebody a go-getter. He found me, made sure that he got my 2 minutes. So that's what I believe in, that you have to be there, keep on doing irrespective of the result. Result तो यार ऐसा समझ ही लो, result नहीं आने वाले. But अगर वो काम करने की मजा आ रही है ना, तो टेंशन नहीं है. तो the life is fine, the life is good, and you will make the ends meet. That's what I've seen.
And I think you said it right, even like you are a sports person, sports brings a lot of discipline in your life. That is like so true. I even recommend everyone, every parent ki at least for good years of your kids life, you should make them at least enter in one sport and play, because what is ek to I think it teaches you a lot of how to perform in a competitive scenario and never lose. I think even if you're losing, you never lose, because you always are like next tournament mein meko perform karna hai, next tournament mein meko perform karna hai, because I myself have been a sports person, so I really believe that way. And I think that is how you build in businesses also, like failures so aayenge, that's like a part of success, I would say. So eventually the kind of work that you are doing, and the one thing that you said, passion बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि कोई भी चीज़ हम कर रहे हैं, अगर एक चीज़ होता है हार्ड वर्क करना, कि हार्ड वर्क से हम कर रहे हैं आएगा इवेंचुअली, बट कोई ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं जिसमें पैशन है और उसके साथ उसमें हार्ड वर्क कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक it can grow crazy.
And that's what is needed आज यार, उसके बिना चल ही नहीं सकता, वरना लोग थक जाएंगे ना eventually. And it's like business is like the infinite game. कभी खत्म नहीं होने वाली है. You will be winning a lot of battles, but it's like you can't win the war, because what is the end of a business? For example, you achieved one target, let's say 10 crores was the revenue target, and you did it. What next? 15 crores. What next? 25 crores. ये तो चलते ही जाने वाला है ना. So there is no stopping to a business. आगे जाने के बिना कोई option ही नहीं है. You can't stabilize or keep yourself stagnant. So you have to focus a lot on the everyday battles that you need to win, and that वो कैसे आएगा? Because you need to enjoy the process. And for that you have to be passionate. So it is as simple as you rightly said, that passion is the first driving force for any entrepreneur. True.
And in fact, I've seen you have been part of a lot of networking platforms as well. You network a lot, like you said, you're always out there talking to people. And even you started your own networking platform, which is, first of all, kudos, because you started for women's social corner. So how has networking helped you so far in your career may say, and what do you tell to people, like why they should focus on networking?
This is also a very conscious effort that I'm trying to put. Actually, I was not a networking guy back when I joined the business. धीरे-धीरे मेरे को पता चल गया कि भाई network के बिना कुछ होने नहीं वाला है. So this was in the early days, I used to push myself कि तू बाहर जा. So there, you belong with the media industry, you know that because I'm handling Gulab, मेरे को लोग मिलने आने ही वाले हैं. But as you know, I never met people at my office. I was either meeting them at their cafes. I visited my FM a lot of times. The same way I visited a lot of media houses. I've been to Sandesh. I've been to all the even Times that show at Bombay. So I've always been going at a lot of places, which was a really conscious effort, and that's what taught me how networking is going to help you. And then I thought, if I'm meeting 5 people, what if I'm meeting 50 people? So I made sure that let's start meeting across all the industries or all the vendors that are associated with Gulab. So let's say somebody is a supplier to a box packager or a machine supplier or an oil vendor, whatever it could be. I started going and visiting them at their premises, which taught me a lot about their management. How is their ecosystem, उनकी office कैसी है, उनके पास table कैसा है, कितने बंदे हैं, वो किसको report कर रहा है, and all of those things. What is he offering me, what sort of cup is there for my tea. So I observed a lot of things, and it all happened because of networking. And then eventually when I was handling so many, I was trying to communicate with so many women because of Gulab Oils. I thought bhai apna to kuch banana hi padega. And future is always going to be digital. At that time, 14, 15, 16, digital was growing. So being in this orthodox business, oil business, very orthodox, तो लोग समझते नहीं थे कि भाई everything was offline, everything was face to face, जाके मिलो और बात करो और convince करो. But I knew eventually everything is going to be online. तो तभी idea आया, and then you know let's do something online, and then I had my people, you know I had my resources. तो पता तो था ये चलने वाला है, just that you know I had to decide कि भाई अहमदाबाद level पे करना है, गुजरात level पे करना है, I want to go big. So you know तभी मैंने सोच लिया यार it's okay यार थोड़ा लंबा चले तो लंबा, but let's go big. You know I don't want to do something that I already have, you know something I don't want to do in Gujarati. Let's do in English, or let's say in Hindi. So all I'm trying to say is I don't want to do regional, I want to do it for national, you know, and I want to go big. And luckily we are a community of what, 75k people online and 15-20k offline across 12-15 cities, which is wonderful. Wow. And I'm enjoying how people are networking. You know, they self make the plans in the groups, and 10 of people are going and then doing the meetings. You know, taking a good advantage of everything. You know, of people that everybody is, you know, whatever they have in common or whatever expertise they have. तो यार बढ़िया चल रहा है. You know, I think my you know learning of networking is spreading across, and people are able to benefit from it. Is nothing like it. So that's a good thing for WSC and the team that everybody is putting in the effort. And I think for you too also, you know, you I think you are also part of it. An integral part of it.
Of course. WSC has been, I think people who has been following me, they know WSC के साथ कितनी चीजें सीखे हैं. And I think you said it right कि जब जितना तुम लोगों को जानते हो ना उतना तुम्हारे कभी ना वो होता है ना what goes around comes around वाला. So somehow तुम relate करते हो. I think you a lot of hires from your in your company are from the people you knew, got to know during your networking time in terms of the media people and everything. So that's what I want to ask. I mean, this is one thing that I have heard that your top 20 hires that you have in your company, they build your culture, or those are like the most important hires. So do you believe in that, and what is the one thing that you focus whenever you are hiring someone?
He has to align with my passion and my vision. That's the one thing that I see. वो बहुत important चीज़ है यार. See, X talent and Y vision. अगर वो match नहीं करेगा ना, the best of the best people are not able to, you know, succeed together. So here it is about a complementing effort that we need to find. For example, you working for WSC and I am running WSC, and then there has to be one vision that has to align. So I always tell कि वो जो vision align नहीं हो रहा है ना तो मतलब ही नहीं है. So there are a lot of smart people around me, but I picked one or two because I knew this is the guy, he understands me the best. So if I speak, you know, if I speak 10 things, I'm pretty sure he's going to give me 100 odd things. You know, he's going to add 90 more things to my 10, and that's how, you know, we are able to grow. So you know, he has to understand the culture and the type of aggression I have, and my basic ethics. See, you know, ये दो चीजें मेरे लिए बहुत important है.
So do you consider yourself a good boss?
I consider myself as a good leader. Yeah, I give people a lot of freedom.
But freedom is, I don't think, something that people can give all the time, because
नहीं मैं वहीं आ रहा था. That I'm very particular about my nitty-gritties. You know, I can shout for the most ridiculous thing about, say, time. 11 बजे तू क्यों नहीं आया? So that is like a deal breaker for me. You know, he has to be there 15 minutes before the time. I'm very particular about my time. For example, hard work. You know, if somebody is trying to convince me कि यार ये आज नहीं कल करेंगे या 2 महीने बाद करेंगे तो हो जाएगा और मैं 2 फोन से हो जाएगा, नहीं. You know, if you have to go to the market, you have to go to the market.
Of course.
बंदा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर ने तेरे को मना कर दिया, still you need to go there. You have to go there.
Of course.
So मेरे लिए the basics are very important. And trying something new every time. Don't somebody is trying to tell me the same thing every month is again a deal breaker to me. तो मैं ये सारी छोटी-छोटी चीजों के लिए, you know, I could be the worst boss. But then if he picks up these things, because then you know he is going to enjoy the journey with me, and I'm pretty sure we're going to grow all the way, and that's what has been helping me. You know, luckily all the new businesses are growing by at least 30-35% a year, so that's tremendous.
Yeah. And do you focus on, do you believe in work from home kind of work these days? Because that's happening a lot. And you have such companies which is like, you have both the kinds, like traditional ones and one with a more of corporate style and everything. So do you believe in work from home these days?
I believe in work from anywhere. So, काम करो यार. You know, if you are supposed to do a client meeting हो जानी चाहिए. If you are supposed to go and meet the other managers, वो हो जाना चाहिए. If you are supposed to give me certain reports in a particular day in particular time in a day, वो हो जाना चाहिए. I don't care where my person is sitting, if he is there in the office or not, if he is putting 8 hours or if he is putting 12 hours, I don't care. If I called at 12, he has to be available. And if he calls me at 1 a.m. at night, I am also available. So it's vice versa. So I believe in a 24-hour sort of work, but not into the nitty-gritty that he has to sit office all the 9 hours or 10 hours that he is supposed to. तो वो मेरे लिए वो सब फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Eventually the ecosystem, the people surrounding him has to be happy. They should feel nahi ye banda kaam kar raha hai. He is doing justice to his work. Directly, indirectly, he is giving enough hours. So I think it works for me. Yeah, because a lot of people are one of the topmost reason of leaving a company is because the work culture, like you mentioned. बहुत ज़्यादा लोग are, and the main reason is like you said, the boss should be aligned with the employee, but half of the time that's not happening. People are like, अगर कुछ काम नहीं हो तभी you're supposed to sit there and you do, and that is why. So I think this is something that every business, I think every leader should understand कि when you are feeding so many families and if they are working so hard for you, then it's the company that they are coming for every day. I think they should feel home and they should feel like they are coming to a place where they are working like most of their life. It is something that is giving back to them. और आजकल कैसा हो गया यार, पहले कैसा था पता है, that काम ही करना है, रुपए कमाना ही है, मेरे बच्चों के लिए मुझे छोड़ के ही जाने हैं. That was the mindset of Indian people. आज उल्टा हो गया. What today's generation believes is, I want to live a good life. You know, I need my weekends to be nice. I don't want to save for my future generation. And also the expenses today have gone way higher. खर्चा बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया यार. So people are not able to make their ends meet. So it's not just one person who has to work in the family. Maybe the wife also has to work. Even the father saving is coming handy today. And that is why India is able to spend so much. It's because there are 2 generations of money that are going in, and that is why we are able to spend. True. You know, Varna, it's really difficult in today's time कि तुम चला सकते हो यार. So that's very important. But why do you think Gujarat has so much money when it comes to, मतलब what different Gujaratis are doing when it comes to business, I mean? यार गुजरातीज के ब्लड में बिजनेस है यार, बहुत सालों से. I so let's say I think top 10 businesses from 25 would be Gujaratis. See, we risk, as I'll come back to risk taking. I think Gujaratis are crazy risk takers. बड़ा बिजनेस करने से पहले सोचेंगे ही नहीं. And they can rotate money like anything. The other side of it, we are very family oriented people. You know, we believe, जैसे हमारे यहाँ पे कोई एम्प्लॉय है ना, तो वो एम्प्लॉय नहीं होगा, भाई बुलाएंगे. So many people call me Dishit bhai today, not Dishit sir. Same thing, my managers are going to call my dad as Mukesh bhai, and his other word is bhai, कि भाई आई गया. So you know, it's like a family culture that Gujarat has able to build over a period of time, where people think this is my own company. So a lot of, you know, finances are handled by, you know, not outside CA but the in-house, the accountant, and that accountant का अगर तू background देखेगी ना, तो it won't be more than BCom or MCom. But वो बंदे को इसके सारे बैंक अकाउंट के पासवर्ड सब कुछ पता है. It's just because of the trust, and that's how the owners have kept that person, and it's vice versa. So this culture that is here in Gujarat is nowhere else, and I think everybody is trying to take it across. तुम professionalism से business नहीं चला सकते. तुम ऐसा बोल दो भाई मैं तो बहुत professional हूँ. It doesn't work that way. There has to be trust in between owner and the employees. तो वो बहुत important चीज़ है. And the risk taking that Gujaratis can do, it's crazy. And we are visionaries यार. I think visionaries में क्या होता है कि सब लोग होंगे, but putting some amount in something that we believe in, Gujaratis can do this the best. And that has taken us, you know, people know us across the globe, and that's why biggest of the biggest leaders come from Gujarat, and you know, we are going everywhere.
And the idea of you know, earning money आई थिंक तुम्हें पैसा निकालना पड़ता है पैसा कमाने के लिए,
Yeah.
वही रिस्क गुजरातीज उठाते
हाँ,
हैं.
and we believe in this, a complete ecosystem where तुम कमा भी रहे हो तो people, I mean, let's see who is the biggest tourist across the globe. It's
Yeah.
Gujaratis. So it's Gujaratis who are going everywhere. Let's say America, or let's say Thailand, or let's say Singapore. Gujaratis will be in a big number. अगर आप उस पे ब्रेक मार दो तो 50% हो जाने वाला है. So this shows about the attitude that one way we are also earning and the other side we are also spending it in lifestyle or say luxury or say on our kids or everywhere.
एंड इनफैक्ट मैंने ऐसे बिजनेस की टर्म्स में अगर देखो डाइवर्सिफाई भी बहुत करते हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई टॉक अबाउट यू, आपने यू आर इन FMCG इंडस्ट्री, अ वेरी बिग कंपनी गुलाब ऑयल्स इन द एडिबल ऑयल इंडस्ट्री, एंड देन यू सडनली डाइवर्सिफाई टू हैविंग अ क्रिएटिव एजेंसी लाइक you have Vani Studios, right? And I've been seeing that a lot. Like if a real estate owner is there, he might have a restaurant, he might have a hospital, a lot of other businesses. So how was your मतलब ये जो transition आपने लिया all the way shifting to a new segment altogether, how was that experience for you? Transition worked?
Wonderful, yeah. I mean, I crave for such transitions because see, when you are in a conservative industry or an orthodox industry, FMCG industry, I am trying to meet a set of people where let's say I am meeting kirana guys or wholesalers or say commodity traders. So that is one set of people. And when here I am talking about another set of people who are professionals, wearing tie, you are the business owners. Here we are talking in English or perfect male language, and here it is all desi bhasha, go in slippers, we don't care, it's all about the right pricing in the market, right trade, जाके cutting chai में बात करने की and all that. So when you are pivoting, right, it teaches you a lot of other things. So ऐसा नहीं है कि ऑर्थोडॉक्स इंडस्ट्री है तो उनको ये वाला मेल कल्चर या इंग्लिश कल्चर नहीं चाहिए, इनको भी चाहिए. Or when I'm talking about these people, they also need that desiness in their business. So while I'm pivoting, the new business adds a lot of value to my older business. And as an owner or as a leader, it makes me a wholesome leader or a businessman where I am trying to fulfill all the tick marks which I will need. That I'm not just catering with one sort of industries. I'm catering across the domain. And any new business arena I get into is with a thought that how is going to help my first business. So if I tell Vani, what was Vani doing? How did Vani come into the picture? Is Gulab Oils का पूरा branding मैं handle करता था. After getting tired with a lot of agencies where I was not very happy with their designing and the type of deliverables they were doing, I thought of let's make a in-house boutique sort of agency who will work for Gulab Oils and Gulab Goodness. और वही अच्छा चलने लग गया. Then I thought why let's start True Story. जैसे ही True Story हुआ then it came WSC. तो जैसे ही मेरे खुद की 4-5 ब्रांड्स हो गई, so my team was also expanding. तो टीम बढ़ने लग गई. एट द सेम टाइम वही थॉट मेरा ये टीम के साथ भी गया कि यार ये लोग सिर्फ मेरे ही कंपनी का काम करेंगे तो मेरे से ही ब्रीफ लेते जाएंगे या गुलाब की ही बातें सुनेंगे या गुलाब के ही इर्द गिर्द रह जाएंगे. सो व्हाट आई थॉट लेट्स ऐड ओपन अप द होराइजन्स फॉर दिस क्रिएटिव चैप्स हु आर वर्किंग फॉर गुलाब एज होल. तो that is when I opened up the door. Let's go out and let's challenge ourselves that can we do work outside Gulab also? So yeah, I think we almost completed more than 25 projects in what 9 months or 12 months, and mostly are on retainers. So I think people are happy with what we are trying to do, and I'm very happy for my team Vani and myself also that from doing FMCG, I'm able to cater to real estate. I'm able to cater to restaurant business. I'm able to cater to startups. I'm able to cater to hospitals. So this is giving me a new adventure and new horizon to my scope of branding. That what I thought, okay, ऐसे ही चलता है, but this is teaching me a lot of new things. So it's always about a wholesomeness and a full ecosystem, a full circle that you build with yourself and then your team. And then your clients eventually.
Of course, and I think this is also this looks like that it was your passion. I think towards branding that you just turned it into a new business altogether, new business. So even I've seen you are very active on social media and LinkedIn and everywhere, right? And your ambassadors, I mean, I saw Soha Ali Khan and Malaika Arora. They were your ambassadors in Gulab Oils also. So for one thing, it's very debatable actually, because a lot of brand people and marketers, they don't want to invest in celebrity endorsement, because they believe like it's a lot of money, and I don't think that gives that much impact. You have done 2 campaigns with good big celebrities. What is your take on having a celebrity? Give a honest answer on that. Did it work, and why does that make sense?
It all depends on which phase is the brand in. Are you launching a product with a celebrity? Then it's going to give you a different result. Are you trying to boost your sales with a celebrity? It's going to give you a different result. So I did both. Why am I giving you this example? I launched with Malaika and I'm trying to get more sales with Sohali Khan. So I'll give you my learning. With Malaika, I was expecting that I'll do tremendous sales, which did not happen. But I got good credibility. People started, accepting the brand in a very good manner, that this is not a small brand, it's a very well established brand. So with Malaika, on the brand launch, it gave me a very good stability, and it established me at a very premium brand. Right? And because day one se वैसे भी sales नहीं आने वाला था, so my expectations were way too high. And then 2 years I did a lot of micro influencer campaign, छोटे मोटे बहुत सारे campaign किए. I tried to show a lot of my behind the scenes, how we are making the product. All that established my authenticity also. And then I got Sohali Khan to amplify the entire process and the journey that I was doing with my right ecosystem of sales also. Because at that time my pricing was also not right. Now when I have a good life of 3 years of brand launch with Malaika, then showing my back-end result, to growing my production to one level so that I could get my prices at a very competitive level, we got Sohali Khan, and then the results started shooting up. So it always depends on what time are you getting who, and what do you believe in, what is the final outcome that you want. So this was one of the journey. मैं इसी की बात अगर true story से करूँ, तो उसमें मैंने किसी को नहीं लिया है. It's a brand that is running all on its core competency, which is organic. So I'm trying to show the farmers. There I can't show any of the celebrities and all that, because that is not the right product fit. So you have to be very true with what sort of product you have. तुम्हारी product और influencer या celebrity या marketing campaign अगर match नहीं करने वाले हैं, तो how are you going to communicate with the audience?
Right.
So it's a very tricky situation कि कब किसको लाना है यार. So it's right, wrong, वो campaign ही बता सकता है.
And I think marketing में तो that's how it goes. So even like you said, you have delivered I think more than 25 projects, you said, in Vani for branding, right? तो अब आपने वो गुजराती business people के साथ जो काम किया है, तो what was your experience? What do they want when it comes to marketing? क्या वो चाहते हैं लोग business वाले?
यार गुजराती में एक चीज मैं देखा हूँ, you are not dealing with any managers, you are dealing with the owners. So that's the difference, right?
That's true.
People say it's a challenging thing to deal with owners, but I say it's a good thing for me, because वो बंदे ने ही business बनाया है. So whatever he's trying to communicate with me, he knows what he wants. So I just need to crack that. अपने गुजराती बिजनेस लीडर का एक बहुत फिक्स फंडा है यार, जिससे रिलेशन बन जाता है ना, फिर दे डोंट केयर. बट वो पीपल से कि रिलेशन ऐसे ही नहीं बनता है यार. वी आर वेरी कॉम्पिटिटिव बिजनेस लीडर्स. वो रिलेशन ऐसे ही नहीं बनने वाला है. वो बंदे ने कुछ अच्छा काम किया होगा पास्ट में, तो ही वो रिलेशन बना होगा. सो हियर व्हेनेवर आई एम मीटिंग एनी बिजनेस गुजराती बिजनेस ओनर्स और एनीबडी हु इज ट्राइंग टू कम्युनिकेट विद मी, आप मेरे लिए ये कर दो वो कर दो. सो ही इज ऑलवेज बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट कि भाई मेरे को ये चैलेंजेस है और मेरे में मैं ये चीज ऐड नहीं कर सकूंगा, तू कर पाएगा कि नहीं कर पाएगा. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. दे आर कॉलिंग यू जस्ट टू टेल यू दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू दिस, यू हैव टू ऐड this in my business. It is as simple as that. So if you crack that, boss, you are there. And you have to keep on progressing. You can't give him the same result, yeah, because idhar hum managers ki baat nahi kar rahe. We are not talking the numbers on paper, we are talking about real results. So मैं जब बात करता हूँ, so my father would always take a feedback of a campaign not from numbers. He'll say मेरे को कितने phone calls आए, how happy my team is, is there any sort of movement in the market, is there any new thought that we have driven in the market. So that is what will excite him. Not that, how many numbers could I reach with the hoardings or the TRPs, GRPs and all that. So that's not going to excite him.
True.
But something, unko kitne phone calls aaye and all that is always going to excite him, or eventually the sales, which doesn't happen overnight, but uska pulse milna shuru ho jata hai.
Right. Yeah, I mean that.
So apne businesses, yeah, we are very clear-cut people. We don't talk around the bush. We talk very straight. And it's been super to work with multiple business owners at the same time, because it's a journey of learning for me as well. So you never know, I might end up in real estate too.
I'm sure. I can see that happening for sure. So I want to shift the gear, because you have edible oil, Gulab Oils as your main core business. And in this podcast, I also want to talk a bit about, because a lot of things are happening, like when we going to buy a product or oil, अब बहुत थोड़ा ऐसा doubt रहता है whether it's pure, and a lot of brands are coming down, and it's not about you. I think government के वो guidelines भी होते हैं, तब भी शायद लोग उस पर believe नहीं कर पाते हैं. So because you are on the other side, you are on the production side. So I want to ask few things what wrong we are doing when it comes to oil and everything. So first मेरे को आपको basic एक बार पूछना है कि because ये चीज़ें भी लोगों को clear नहीं है कि like we are using a different type of oil. Every other house has some sort, like probably मेरे घर में coconut oil use होता हो, आपके घर में cold press होते हैं, so different oils हम use कर रहे हैं. So what are those main, like if you can differentiate the types of oils that we have, and for a layman, like they can understand that these are the types of oil that we have and how they are working for us. So can you just elaborate?
In a very simple way, there are just two type of oils. One are natural oils and the other are refined oils, which are processed oils. इसमें chemicals डाला होता है उसको edible बनाने के लिए. So there are just two type of oils, and then there are further bifurcations to those two categories when you drill down. Right? So natural oil की जब बात करता हूँ, we are talking about filtered oils and we are talking about cold pressed oils. So दोनों के products are same. So there is groundnut oil, there is sesame, there is coconut, there is mustard, there is olive oil. So there will be almond oil as well. So these are all natural oils, right? And when I talk about refined oils, we are talking about sunflower oil, we are talking about cottonseed oil, we are talking about soya bean, corn, let's say corn oil bhi aa gaya. So palmolene. So these are all our refined oils. So we just need to understand, what are we buying? Are we buying natural or are we buying refined? लिखा ही होता है. When you read, there is this refined cottonseed oil or refined soybean oil, means it's chemicalized. इसमें chemicals डाले हुए. And also these are heated at very high temperatures. Let's say almost 200 degrees. Okay. For the color correction, for उसकी for the reduction of the odor, and to make it edible and उसका color pleasing लगने के लिए. So those are refined oils. And when we talk about natural oils, it's like a natural process that any seed that is crushed and the oil that we have are the natural oils. Let's talk about peanut oil, यानी groundnut oil ले लो, mustard oil ले लो, coconut ले लो. So इसकी process बहुत ही simple है, like sugar cane juice या और orange juice that we make. ऊपर से डालो, crush करो, juice निकला, पी लो. Same thing. And there is a gurney, that is a filter. तो इसमें भी filter आता है, इसीलिए filtered oils भी बोलते हैं. Okay. So the processes are very simple. लोग इसको कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं. तो बस लेबल पे से पढ़ लो कि कच्ची घानी लिखा है या फिल्टर्ड लिखा है यानी नेचुरल है, रिफाइंड लिखा है यानी केमिकल वाला प्रोडक्ट है.
ओके. एंड व्हिच ऑयल शुड वी यूज ऑन अ डेली बेसिस?
$1 million question. I said $1 billion question. देख यार, मैं सब कुछ बेच रहा हूँ. I am selling both the oils. Right? But just to be honest, मेरे घर पे 92 से ग्राउंडनट ऑयल आ रहा है.
On a regular basis.
Regular basis. हमने और कोई चीज़ ट्राई नहीं की है. चक्की सब है, कुछ प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं, घर पे कुछ ट्राई नहीं किया. It's a very modest answer that I'm trying to give you. 92 से. Why I'm trying to give you a year also? Because in between पूरा refined oil का ट्रेंड आ भी गया, उतर भी गया. सफोलास, कनोला ऑयल्स और सब कुछ आए गए रहे मार्केट में, सब कुछ हुआ है विच आर गुड फॉर योर हार्ट, फलाना ढिंकाना, सब सारे कैंपेन्स बहुत सारे आगे, ऑलिव भी खाना चाहिए, ये भी खाना चाहिए, बट वी स्टिक टू ग्राउंडनट ऑयल. देयर आर सर्टन रीजंस, बिकॉज वी बिलीव हमें वो चीज़ खानी चाहिए जो हमारे सराउंडिंग में या हमारे स्टेट में या हमारे आजू बाजू बनी हुई हो या ग्रो हुई हो. सो जो हमारे आजू बाजू बनी है या ग्रो हुई है are something that our body is used to. So my body is used to having peanuts or say cotton seed, just because my body type, we are from west, हमारा temperature वैसा है, our food needs sweet taste, तो groundnut में वो sweet taste है, you know, so इधर का temperature है is moderate around say 35-40 degrees,
Okay.
so groundnut is a very cooling sort of a oil, right? And even cotton seed, so उसकी भी तो बात करेंगे ना, तो it's very sweet in nature. तो अपने लिए ये बने. When we talk about north, it's cold. When you go further north to Jammu and Himachal and all, it's very cold. When you talk about north, let's say Delhi and all, तो वहाँ पे decent moderate cold है. तो वहाँ पे oils like mustard और sesame चलेंगे. So sesame is very warm. इसलिए the extreme north में लोग sesame खाते हैं.
Okay.
When we talk about mid north, तो वहाँ पे क्या है, mustard चलेगा, because people eat a lot of non-vegetarian food. तो non-veg में sweet taste नहीं चलेगा, वहाँ पे spicy चलेगा, तो mustard is very spicy. So these oils generally add like a taste enhancer, and it is also very adaptable to the body type. तो कोई नॉर्थ इंडियन को गुजरात सिंग तेल खाना खिला देगी ना, उसको जमेगा ही नहीं, और मेरे को मस्टर्ड खिला देगी तो जमने नहीं वाला है. द सेम थिंग विद साउथ, दे नीड कोकोनट ऑयल. सो आवर बॉडी टाइप्स आर मेड इन अ वे कि हमें वही चाहिए जो हमारे आजू बाजू बना है, वो इजीली डाइजेस्ट भी हो जाता है. अच्छा, लेट्स से पीपल फ्रॉम मेडिटेरियन, दे कैन हैव एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन ऑलिव ऑयल इन द डे टू डे ईटिंग, बट हम नहीं खा सकते, हम सिर्फ सैलेड ड्रेसिंग में यूज कर सकते हैं. हमें तो वो पोमेस ऑयल यूज करना पड़ता है, ऑलिव ऑयल. हम एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन नहीं खा पाते बिकॉज हमारे लिए वो फ्लेवर बहुत ज्यादा हो जाती है.
कैन यू टेल द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन एंड प्योर ऑलिव ऑयल?
हाँ, सो देयर आर 3 टाइप ऑफ ऑलिव ऑयल्स. एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन ऑलिव ऑयल इज द प्योरेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ ऑलिव ऑयल. जैसे मैंने बोला कोल्ड प्रेस या कच्ची घानी वाला जो प्रोसेस है, इट्स द सेम एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन ऑलिव ऑयल. जैसे तुम ऑलिव को क्रश करोगे, ऑयल निकलेगा, दैट विल बी एक्स्ट्रा वर्जिन ऑलिव ऑयल. देयर इज प्योर ऑलिव ऑयल विच इज अ ब्लेंड of say refined olive oil and say extra virgin olive oil, and then there is pomace, which is the I'll not say the purest, but it's एक बार extra virgin निकल जाता है. then there is oil cake, तुम oil cake को भी क्रश करके जो ऑयल निकालते हो, that is the pomace olive oil, जहाँ पे फ्लेवर बहुत सबडी हो जाती है, जिससे क्या होता है कि वो हम उसको खा सकते हैं. बट तो भी तू समझेगी तो ऑलिव ऑयल वी डोंट यूज इट इन आवर गुजराती कुकिंग और से नॉर्थ इंडियन कुकिंग. इट विल बी मोर यूज्ड इन इटालियन पिज़्ज़ा, पास्तास एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. सो या कमिंग बैक टू द आंसर, वही खाओ जो आपके आजू बाजू बना हुआ है या वहाँ पे ग्रो हो रहा है, विच इज़ वेरी मच यूजफुल. एंड एनी ऑयल विच इज़ हाई इन मोनो अनसैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड्स, दैट इज मूफा.
ओके.
सो व्हाट मूफा वुड डू इज जनरली इट विल कीप योर HDL को मेंटेन करेगा और LDL को कम करेगा. सो HDL इज योर गुड कोलेस्ट्रॉल, उसको मेंटेन करेगा, एंड LDL इज योर बैड कोलेस्ट्रॉल, उसको कम करेगा. दिस इज जस्ट अ साइंटिफिक रीजनिंग. सो देयर इज अ देसी रीजनिंग कि क्यों खाना चाहिए, एंड देयर इज अ साइंटिफिक रीजनिंग. एंड थर्ड एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, देयर आर नो केमिकल्स इन इट. सो व्हेन आई सी अ होलसम point of view, the natural oils are more preferred in today's time, looking at the today's body genetics and everything. So I think people are more shifting to natural oils.
So you said Mufa, it's mentioned on the oil.
Everything is mentioned on the labels.
Okay.
लोगों को पढ़ना ही चाहिए, लोग पढ़ते नहीं है. कि भाई बहुत तेल, बहुत झाड़ू चाहिए, नहीं खाना चाहिए, इससे कोलेस्ट्रॉल हो जाएगा. All the edible oil have zero cholesterol.
Okay.
कोई ऑयल में कोलेस्ट्रॉल नहीं होता.
That's a big
लिख के देते हैं कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज जीरो. वो खाने में होता है. तो तुम क्या खा रहे हो उस पर ध्यान दो, नॉट तुम क्या ऑयल ले रहे हो. और पीपल आर मूविंग अवे फ्रॉम ऑयल एंड घीज. आई विल से तुम्हें 1 लीटर ऑफ ऑयल पर पर्सन तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. इट्स अ यूनिवर्सल फैक्ट.
1 लीटर है ना,
1 person a month. 1 liter, 900 ml to be precise. 1 teaspoon a day तो गिन ले, तो 900 ml हो जाएगा. It is needed for our body for lubrication and the certain proteins या फिर ओमेगाज या विटामिन ई जो ऑयल में मिलने वाले जो और कहीं नहीं मिलेंगे, तो वो तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. तो वी कैन निग्लेक्ट दोज थिंग्स. फिर ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम यू नो वी आर ईटिंग दाबेलीज एंड वड़ा पाव एंड फ्रेंच फ्राइज एंड वी आर गोइंग कंज्यूमिंग 5 liters of oil, which is not good for health. Anything excess is not right.
Lately, yesterday only I was reading this news, like 80% of people who are getting heart attack in Gujarat are in the age group of 15 to 25.
Yeah.
And the main reason that is the type of food they are consuming. So and yeah, so it is being related like you said कि oil बहुत खाते हैं, ये बहुत खाते हैं, इस वजह से it gets मतलब कोलेस्ट्रॉल बढ़ाता है and then heart attack होता है. But you are saying कि oil का major impact नहीं होता, it's what you are eating.
It's a holistic life approach with how fit you are, or how active you are, and what you are eating. You know, so that is one of the biggest reasons. Oil को villain बना दिया है, but है नहीं.
Okay, but like you said कि 92 से you are using groundnut oil, right? But I have heard, but I am asking you only कि you should keep changing the kind of oil that you are using. So probably like natural oil is one thing, but आप अगर probably इस साल groundnut use करें तो try for coconut or something. Like you should keep shifting the oils for a good health. Is that true?
See, it's not wrong, but I say it's not true also. Switch क्यों करना चाहिए? Let's get into basics. Switch इसीलिए करना चाहिए because groundnut oil में X properties है. ग्राउंडनट में मुफा ज़्यादा है, सनफ्लावर में ओमेगाज और विटामिन ई ज़्यादा है. तो तुम स्विच कर रहे हो, यानी तुम क्या कर रहे हो, तुम ये भी ले रहे हो, ये भी ले रहे हो. बट हो क्या रहा है, तुम जब ये ले रहे हो तब तुम इसको मिस आउट कर रहे हो, तुम ये ले रहे हो तब तुम वाई को मिस आउट कर रहे हो. सो यू कैन कीप ऑन स्विचिंग. सबकी प्रॉपर्टीज और बेनिफिट्स और डिसएडवांटेजेस अलग अलग है. सो व्हाट आई विल ऑलवेज से इज आपके बॉडी टाइप के हिसाब से एक ब्लेंड बना लो. हैव 2 टाइप ऑफ ऑयल. एक में जिसमें ओमेगाज एंड विटामिन ई और वो सब ज़्यादा है, जिसको तुम फ्राइंग वाइंग में भी यूज़ कर सकते हो. एक example like sunflower oil, which according to me is the best refined oil, and the other which are any sort of natural oil you can take from the 5 mustard, groundnut, sesame, coconut, कोई भी आप ले लो, या olive oil जिसमें मुफा ज़्यादा है, which will definitely add as a flavor enhancer to your product, which will also be very much suitable for your body type. तो तुम उसका blend बना लो. यानी blend करने का नहीं है, but दोनों use करो. Certain things you cook your Indian curries or the food in your natural oil, and when you have to fry, you can fry it in sunflower oil and all those things, you know. So it is a blend. So you can also fry in groundnut oil, so that's also not a problem. But if somebody wants to take everything, then they should do this. Varna, I am a person that you should stick to one, because that is what makes your body type eventually. Because दूसरी सारी चीजें कहीं ना कहीं मिलने ही वाली है.
But you said like refined oil, of course, itna like it's highly smoking points and everything is there, but people are still using it. So and by the way, first, what is the reason why people are still using refined oil after they know?
Price.
Acha, okay.
सस्ता है. So when we talk about sesame, we are talking about what, 4,000 rupees a kg. I mean 4,000 rupees or 15 kg. Let's say around 300 rupees a liter. Groundnut oil, let's say it's around 150 to 180 rupees a liter. दूसरे सारे 100 rupees a liter.
Oh, I thought the reason is.
और अभी तो ये तो मैं I'm telling the prices on a higher side. The prices gone down till 80 rupees a liter. So it's almost a difference of double. When you're paying X, you're paying 2x in natural oil. So that is one. दूसरा, Indian consumption of edible oil is humongous.
Yeah.
We consume edible oil like anything. Our dependency on edible oil to export currencies and dollar का after crude oil, सबसे ज़्यादा हम क्या import करते हैं तो edible oil. So soybean and palmolene सबसे ज़्यादा इंडिया में आता है. So we're talking about humongous number. तो वो number पे we are not able to produce groundnut, coconut, mustard, sesame in India. So natural oils just contribute around 20% to the entire pie. कल जाके अगर refined oils नहीं है तो ये इसका प्राइस तू सोच कहाँ होगा, और वैसे भी सबको पहुंच भी नहीं पाएगा. सो दैट इज हाउ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज फ्रॉम द वेस्ट डिड अ लॉट ऑफ कैंपेन्स दैट कॉर्न ऑयल है तो वो इट्स अ प्रोडक्ट. कॉर्न सबसे ज़्यादा अमेरिका में होता है. लेट्स से सनफ्लावर सबसे ज़्यादा इधर होता है यूक्रेन में, अर्जेंटीना में. पामोलिन सबसे ज़्यादा मलेशिया में होता है. सो दे हैव बीन डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ कैंपेन्स इन इंडिया टू मेक श्योर दैट सबसे ज़्यादा उनका प्रोडक्ट कहाँ कंज्यूम होने वाला है तो इंडिया में. तो कैंपेन्स कहाँ करेंगे इंडिया में. तो उनके पार्टनर्स कहाँ होंगे इंडिया में. सो दे आर पुटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स इन इंडिया. तो दैट इज हाउ वी स्टार्टेड यूजिंग दीज प्रोडक्ट एंड वेरी प्राइस सेंसिटिव प्रोडक्ट्स. बहुत सस्ते भी है तो आई थिंक इट्स द फर्स्ट वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट इट जस्ट बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी लो कॉस्ट प्रोडक्ट. लोग लेने ही वाले. दूसरी साइड द डिमांड इज वे हायर. द नेचुरल ऑयल्स इतने सारे बनते भी नहीं है. बट देर इज अ कॉन्शियस एफर्ट इन लास्ट फ्यू ईयर्स के नेचुरल ऑयल्स को हम कैसे ज़्यादा बढ़ाएं. सो गवर्नमेंट इज पुटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट इनटू ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, ग्रोइंग गिविंग अ MSP टू फार्मर्स कि आपको इतना तो प्राइस मिल ही जाएगा, आप इतना ग्रो करो, कोई टेंशन नहीं है. So those things, there is a lot of concentrated effort from government, also the companies like us where we are promoting the farmers directly, that we are people who are promoting natural oils. So आप ज़्यादा grow करो.
Okay.
We'll make the market, and that's what we're trying to do. We are trying to promote Kachigani edible oil, Kachigani cold pressed oils and all those things. So that way, many companies have started doing this, and there's a big shift in the market. People are understanding why not refined oils and why natural oils.
I am surprised. I mean, I was actually thinking why people are using refined oils more is because जैसे ये तलने वगैरह की चीजें होती है, that is not doable in.
Let me tell one good point again which I missed it. अगर आप कुछ चीज़ पामोलिन में फ्राई करते हो तो उसकी शेल्फ लाइफ बढ़ जाती है. So for example, if we are making anything in पामोलिन तो उसकी शेल्फ लाइफ वो फूड प्रोडक्ट की एटलीस्ट डबल तो होगी फ्रॉम नेचुरल ऑयल. सो दैट्स अ गुड पॉइंट. तो उसकी वजह से तुम समझो एक प्राइस भी कम है, शेल्फ लाइफ भी ज़्यादा है. सो इफ एट ऑल देयर इज अ बेकर और से कोई भजिया वाला और से नाश्ते वाला, तो he'll make sure that he'll fry or he'll cook his palm oil और से cotton seed oil, let's say in Gujarat, or sunflower oil or soybean in Madhya Pradesh और से south. तो उसे shelf life काफ़ी ज़्यादा आती है. So that's one good point that all the refined oils have.
Okay, and okay, good point is this, but what's the worst point? That what is
worst point is worst point.
To our body?
हाँ, so worst point यही है कि यार तू समझ उसमें क्या है कि the mufa-pufa ratio is better in natural oils than refined oils, और इसमें बहुत सारे chemical process हुए हैं. So there are a lot of chemicals added and at a very high temperature. तुम उसको 200 डिग्री तक हीट कर रहे हो और टेक्निकली ये प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं जो अपने बॉडी में जा रहा है, विच इज वे फार फ्रॉम नेचुरल, विच इज नॉट एट ऑल नेचुरल. तो समझ तू दवाई ले रही है और तू नेचुरली हील हो रही है, तो उसमें डिफरेंस तो है ही ना. सो इट्स एज गुड एज दैट. पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिफरेंस एंड दैट इज व्हाई देयर इज अ शिफ्ट, a conscious shift in the market.
That's why you launched Gulab Goodness also, right?
That's why we launched Gulab Goodness also, and if we see my history, we are more famous with the name of Gulab Singh Til.
Yeah.
Which is a natural product itself.
Yeah.
So the expertise that we have in making the natural oils, I think no other company in India has. There are 10x, 20x bigger players than us, but they are all in refined oils, not in natural oils.
Okay.
So natural oil banana is like a USP. It's like a recipe. तुम घर पे तुम्हारी मम्मी का जो खाना है वो दूसरी जगह पे या रेस्टोरेंट में नहीं मिलने वाला है. So it needs a lot of human touch, a lot of love, a lot of scientific reasoning, a lot of SOPs that are maintained over a period of generations. तब जाके तुम एक प्रोडक्ट वो नेचुरल ऑयल दे सकते हो. That's what I have inherited from my forefathers, let's say from my grandfather, then my father, and now to me. So it's not something that you put in machine और जो output आने वाला है वो तुम्हें दे देना. No. So there is a lot of science into making the natural oils and the final taste that we give and the guarantee that we give for 1 year or 2 years that be rest assured हम बैठे.
Wow. So but ऐसे ये naturals oil जैसे आपका गुलाब ग्राउंडनट है और एक फिर कोल्ड प्रेस ऑयल्स लाइक गुलाब गुडनेस के हैं, तो वो नेचुरल ऑयल का ही एक सब पार्ट है कोल्ड प्रेस ऑयल.
नेचुरल पार्ट.
एंड उनमें क्या डिफरेंस होता है?
So just the machineries have a difference. So these in filtered oils there is a steel machinery.
अच्छा.
उसको उसकी प्रोसेस थोड़ी फास्ट है, तो क्या होता है कि टेम्परेचर 70 डिग्रीज तक चला जाता है. लोग उसको भी कच्ची घानी कह के ही बेचते हैं. बट एक्चुअल कच्ची घानी आर द घानीज, द कोलूज जो पहले बनते थे. तो चेकू में पहले बेल होता था, वो चेकू को घुमाता था और सीड्स क्रश होते थे सालों पहले. हाँ, सो इयर्स बैक तो दैट इज द रियल कच्ची घानी प्रोसेस एंड वी हैव इनहेरिटेड द सेम. वही चीज हम सीख के आए, वही मशीन्स हमने लाए हैं. वी हैव like one piece stone machines that keep the oil as cold as 30-35 degrees, doesn't allow the temperatures to go beyond 40 degrees.
Okay.
And the process is so slow, I can hardly make 80 liters in a day in one machine.
Oh, acha.
So
that's why even the cost is high.
Yes. So eventually we are trying कि जितना कंजम्पशन बढ़ता जाएगा the cost will come down.
But we can do everything from frying to everything.
Everything
can be done in cold press oils.
Yeah.
And natural oils.
Perfectly fine. Okay. We've been doing that. We've been eating. I think we look fine.
Yeah. Okay. And like you said, like you give this guarantee to your. But एक चीज की oils का कैसे पता चलता है? First of all, कि whether because lot of companies you can see lot of products in the retail outlets out there with different brands and everything. So how do you get to know? Okay, this brand is giving some authentic oil and this is like a pure oil when you see the bottle or anything.
यार वो तो सब वही लिखते हैं ना that it is pure, it is very authentic. तो it is something that see तुम्हें ट्राई करके ही पता चल सकता है.
हाँ, बट ट्राई करके कैसे पता चलता है? लाइक
see natural oils में as I said you know उसका फ्लेवर will make sure उसको पता चल जाएगा कि कितने उसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स कितने अच्छे हैं, इसकी शेल्फ लाइफ कितनी लंबी है. 3 महीना ही चल रहा है, नहीं समझ लेने का ये इसमें कुछ उसको समझ नहीं है प्रोडक्ट बनाने की एंड ऑल दैट. रैंसिड हो जाएगा. व्हेन फ्राई करोगे तो फ्लेवर कुछ और देगा. खाने का टेस्ट बदल जाएगा. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स व्हेन यू मेक इट यू विल रियलाइज. इट्स लाइक आई विल गिव एन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल आप चिली लाते हो तो पैकेट से तो चिली पता नहीं चलेगा कैसा है, बट जैसे ही आप खाने में डालोगे या स्पाइसीनेस बढ़ जाएगा कम हो जाएगा. सो इट्स लाइक दैट कि आपको क्या फ्लेवर चाहिए उसके ऊपर से प्रोडक्ट डिसाइड होता है. एंड इट्स ऑल अबाउट द ट्रस्ट दैट यू हैव ऑन द ब्रांड एंड द जर्नी. सो वो एस्टैब्लिश करने के लिए सालों चले जाते हैं. एंड एडिबल ऑयल इज अ नेसेसिटी. इट्स लाइक अ स्टेपल दैट यू नीड एवरी डे. तो उसमें नोबडी इज गोइंग टू कॉम्प्रोमाइज.
And so what are you doing to, I mean, in terms of जैसे अगर labels की भी बात करते हैं तो there are a lot of फसाई की guidelines रहती हैं which a person should read, like you rightly said. So first of all आप because you have seen so many people like जो businesses कर रहे हैं, तो आपने क्या ऐसी चीज़ें देखी हैं जो लोग गलत कर रहे हैं, like they are selling it wrongly. I don't want you to quote any business or anything, but I want you to tell us कि क्या वो चीज़ें हैं जो गलत तरीके से लोग product अपना market में बेच रहे हैं.
एडिबल ऑयल में you're talking
in
about
FMCG industry, you can talk about that also.
See, there are a lot of miscommunications and people use 100% natural in a very wrong way. Pure बहुत गलत तरीके से लिख देते हैं because these are big claims. When you're saying 100% natural and pure means the process has to be that. जो technically 80% of the products में नहीं है. कोई ना कोई कुछ ना कुछ chemical या flavor enhancer या कोई चीज़ कहीं ना कहीं ऐड होती है when we are talking about a general FMCG scenario. And the way we are trying to communicate with the audience, you know, we are trying to show a very fit person and we are saying ये खा के आप फिट हो जाओगे या इसमें ओमेगा 3 है या वो है, बट कितने रेशियो में है वो तो कोई लिख नहीं रहा है. So when we are saying it's a omega 3 rich oil या विटामिन E, but the proportion of vitamin E and omega 3 is 0.01%. उससे अच्छा तुम कुछ खाना खा लोगे या फ्लेक्सीड खा लोगे या और कुछ ले लोगे तो उसमें ज़्यादा आ जाएगा. So people are just giving incomplete information on packaging
just to sell their
and that is what FSSAI is getting more strict and rigid with, that you can't give incomplete information. तुम्हें पूरी information देनी ही पड़ेगी. अगर तुम नहीं दे रहे हो तो it's misbranding or a misregard to the entire communication you are trying to do. Okay.
So we can last question about oils. I am getting so many new insights. We can reuse the natural oils because reusing is one thing that people talk a lot about. Refined ka to I know we cannot, but can we reuse the natural oils?
Generally reusing is नहीं करना चाहिए.
Okay.
But once it's fine. Depending, for example, पहले जो तुम use कर रहे हो, the first when you're frying, you're making for your any Indian cooking या फिर कोई सब्जी बना ली या चपाती बना ली or whatever. So that's वहाँ पे चलेगा. दूसरा frying में चल जाएगा. So so 2 is max.
2 is max.
उससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं करना चाहिए. So then it's very dangerous for health. So reusing is not recommended.
I think this information is something that everyone should know because oil, like you mentioned, is like an integral part of our daily life, and the kind of bimariya that are happening like so oftenly, I think what we are consuming is something that we should know. And even you like ye cold press oil, I've seen you moving towards natural segment when it comes to FMCG industry. You have even moved towards organic products with your true story. So is that the reason are you tapping all the organic industry, and do you feel that the market is huge, people are moving towards it?
Oh yes. As I said, the new generation today is very conscious what they are eating. पहले ऐसा नहीं रहा. It's no more a very price sensitive thing. It is getting very consciously buying पूरा category. तो लोग पूरे की पूरी organic, natural, made in India,
big time
vegan products, non GMO ले लो, gluten free ले लो, तो ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत चलने लगी आजकल. I'll not say because it's people are getting fancier, people are getting more aware about their body type, about the pollution and the ecosystem we live in. So the food is something which is the cheapest source of all the sort of proteins, vitamins and everything. So लोग क्या कर रहे हैं यार, और कुछ लेना है, खाना तो अच्छा खा ले, natural खा लेते हैं. और natural खाने से firstly you are not adding any chemicals to your body. दूसरा conscious thing is you are not giving your money outside India. You are somewhere directly indirectly you are helping your farmers. Farmers help हो रहे हैं तो rural economy भी बढ़ रही है. तो वो रुपए घूम के वापस आ कंपनीज के पास ही आ रहे हैं. सो ओवरऑल इट्स लाइक अगेन अ साइकिल और अ सर्कल दैट इज बीइंग अ वेरी कॉन्शियस अबाउट कि जो भी कर रहे हैं सब कुछ अंदर ही होना चाहिए, हमको बेनिफिट होना चाहिए. एज एन इंडियन population, it should benefit us directly or indirectly, and that's what is helping us, and that is why organic is also growing as a category.
So what are you saying, अगर एक पैकेट पे ऑर्गेनिक लिखा हुआ है जहाँ पे पीछे सर्टिफिकेट्स लगे हुए हैं
तो ऑर्गेनिक है कि नहीं है?
तो ऑर्गेनिक है या नहीं, हम उसे विश्वास करके खरीद ले कि हाँ ये ऑर्गेनिक होगा?
नहीं. So basic people don't know what is certified organic.
हाँ.
गवर्नमेंट या इकोसर्ट या कोई भी प्राइवेट बॉडी एक फार्म को ऑर्गेनिकली सर्टिफाइड कब बोलती है? जब उसने उसकी सॉइल पे एटलीस्ट 3 से 4 साल तक कोई केमिकल्स या पेस्टिसाइड्स या फर्टिलाइजर्स ना डाले हो, तब जाके उसको सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है. 3 या 4 साल तक. सो यू हैव टू यूज काउ डंग्स एंड नेचुरल मैन्योर्स एंड ऑल. तो अगर 3-4 साल में उसने वो प्रोसेस की तो गवर्नमेंट उसको सर्टिफाइड प्रोड्यूस का सर्टिफिकेट देगी, सर्टिफाइड फार्म का. और अगर मैं वो कुछ भी चीज़ वो फार्म में बाद में बनी है वो मैं लेता हूँ और उसको मैं सेल करता हूँ तो ही मैं सर्टिफाइड ऑर्गेनिक लिख सकता हूँ टेक्निकली. बट अगर वो फार्म ऐसा बोलता है कि मैं केमिकल्स नहीं डाल रहा हूँ, मैं नेचुरल प्रोसेस से कर रहा हूँ, बट फार्म इज जस्ट 1 year old, द सॉइल इज जस्ट 1 year old, उससे पहले वो केमिकल्स डाल के ही बना रहा था, अभी सडनली शिफ्ट हो गया और वो नेचुरल प्रोसेस से बना रहा है, तो वो रेसिड्यू फ्री बोलते हैं उसको ऑर्गेनिक. नो, इट इज नॉट मेंशन. पीपल राइट एज ऑर्गेनिक. सो इट्स अ ग्रोइंग मार्केट. I'll take it in a good way कि कुछ नहीं तो तुम you are halfway there. It's somewhere organic or residue free. So it's better than buying a normal product.
Okay. Because lot of ghee I have seen,
desi cow ghee, A2 cow milk.
And then they're selling at such a high prices, and the point is people are buying because people have the money to spend, but they just don't have the product, I think, where they want to spend.
The prices will come down. The market is very new. As there are more companies, there's more competition, there's more demand, the prices are bound to come down. Look at electric vehicles. Launch हुए थे तब क्या थे और आज देख लो. Let's see in 5 years, they'll be as good as petrol cars. So more the demand is always more benefit for consumers, and there has to be more players in the market. There has to be more competition in the market. So I believe in that. I enjoy competition. I tell everybody कि ज़्यादा players आएंगे तो प्राइस नीचे जाएगी, तो पाई बढ़ेगा, कंज्यूमर्स और ले पाएंगे, तो उसमें सबका फायदा है. मोनोपोली करके ज्यादा ऊपर प्राइस रख के बेचने में कोई मजा नहीं है. True that. Wow. I mean, wow. So many things to focus and think about here. I think जब अब हम सोचते हैं, क्योंकि we are blindly buying the product, looking at the packaging probably and the labels also, but what you are consuming, I think that is one thing that we need to know. And thank you so much, Dishit. I mean, I तो can't thank you enough. इतना अच्छा content. I mean, in terms of the business, how to start a business से लेके how to start, I think people can learn how to start a FMCG industry also from you. I'm all there. If somebody wants to start, let's start together. One more. I love this approach. I have the bandwidth. No, I always say this, मतलब off camera also, and to many people, because I know you since so many years, I always say this, that you believe in this thing कि you know अगर आगे बढ़ रहे हो तो किसी और को भी आप तुम साथ लेके आगे बढ़ते हो, and that comes around somehow. So that's a brilliant approach, and thank you again for doing this. I'm so happy that we did this, and hoping for new great content in future also. Thank you. Thank you so much, bro. Cheers. Thank you.